Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the News and News.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Wednesday, August 29th at about 7 p.m. Here we go again with the White House and its unforced errors. Although it may be unfair to everyone at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to blame the White House and not President Trump specifically. Early Wednesday, Axios reported that White House counsel Don McGahn would be leaving in the fall after Brett Kavanaugh's nomination to the Supreme Court plays out. A short time later, Trump announced exactly that on Twitter, saying he appreciated McGahn's service. Maybe not so much. Just a few hours after that, the Washington Post became the first to report that McGahn was surprised by Trump's tweet. And top GOP leaders on Capitol Hill, including Senators McConnell and Grassley, were also caught off guard. They were none too happy McGahn is leaving. Then, the New York Times reported that palace intrigue might be behind all of this. According to the Times, Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner have been at odds with McGahn, reporting that the Axios story was planted to force Trump's hand to push out McGahn. This, of course, comes a little more than a week after it was revealed that McGahn spent 30 hours testifying in the Mueller investigation, something that reportedly rattled Trump. Another unforced error had Trump undercutting Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, but it's not clear whose error it was. A series of developments this week, including the cancellation of a trip by Secretary of State Pompeo to North Korea, seemed to indicate negotiations on denuclearization with the Kim regime were going nowhere. In light of that, Mattis said the U.S. would lift a freeze on joint military drills with South Korea, something the North has wanted. A few hours later, Mattis walked that back a bit, and then Trump issued a statement late Wednesday afternoon contradicting Mattis, saying he has a warm relationship with Kim and that there is no reason to, quote, spend large amounts of money on joint U.S.-South Korea war games. It might be a good idea for everyone in the administration to get on the same page. After all, these are negotiations about nuclear weapons with a rogue regime. A third unforced error, this time by the Trump-supported winner of the gubernatorial primary in Florida, who will face a Bernie Sanders-supported candidate. The Democrat, Andrew Gillum, is African-American, and like his Republican opponent, Ron DeSantis, was an anti-establishment underdog for much of the campaign. In a TV interview, DeSantis said, quote, "The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state." He also referred to Gillum as an articulate spokesman for those far-left views. Gillum responded by saying DeSantis was taking a page from Trump's campaign manual after critics accused DeSantis of racist dog whistle politics. The DeSantis campaign argued that it was absurd to see the use of monkey as racist, saying it was just a phrase meant to refer to something messed up. But DeSantis is a Yale College and Harvard Law School grad. It's hard to believe he didn't know that monkey and articulate are terms offensive to African Americans. Even if he didn't mean them as coded words, he should be plenty smart enough to know better than to use that language. In our daily alternate universes segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media was plainly evident in how the DeSantis story was treated. It competed for top billing with McGahn on liberal television and print outlets. Headlines on liberal sites hyped the DeSantis comments, making a more direct connection between his use of monkey and Gillum. CNN's headline said, quote, "Voting for black rival would monkey this up." It's more inflammatory than what was actually said. Some sites were more careful, including CBS, which said DeSantis criticized for monkey remark. Conservative sites gave the story far less prominence and turned to attacking the hyperbole of DeSantis critics. The Daily Caller's headline said, quote, "MSNBC guest makes outrageous claim about race in DeSantis." Town Hall said, "DeSantis says his Democratic opponent is far too radical for Florida." That's a lot less inflammatory than what he said. Alternate universes. Finally, my favorite story is one we've posted from The New Yorker about the mystery of people who are called hyperpolyglots. They are the very rare folks who speak at least 11 languages. Some of them speak dozens. It's worth a read. You can find all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video, and please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, or me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.